Good. Hope you can all see me, hear me okay? Everyone hear me, see me okay? Yeah, perfect. So we're gonna get into this, just making sure that we're all live and everything's okay. I have the stream up here, and we're just gonna watch. And we'll give our impressions. So this is the iPhone 13 mini story. Jacqueline's iPhone 13 mini video. Now, just let me make sure that this isn't flipped because every single time I watch something or do something, it is always acting. Okay, we're good. We're good. We're good. We're good. We're good. So we'll begin. Of course, we're going to like the video going first, and let's watch.
The iPhone 13 mini is not selling well.
Yeah, it's not great.
The most die-hard, quick, attentive fan.
MKBHD and Renee Ritchie are in this collaboration, which is cool because, yeah, it is actually really cool that they got into this collaborating with Jacqueline because she's an awesome creator and she deserves more attention.
Fan base, but it doesn't necessarily translate to sales.
Exactly. Actually, something really cool is she still put the text underneath here, so this is obviously a lot of work to put in the text.
And so that makes me wonder about the future of the iPhone mini lineup as a whole.
You can see the.
Like, can it be?
If we just go back here a second.
Like sales.
And so that.
There we go. So, oops. So if we go here, you can see an NBT's hat, pink, obviously. You can see the NBT monogram, salt lamp, obviously. And yeah, so the whole pink theme for this video.
That makes me wonder about the future of the iPhone mini lineup as a whole. Like, can it be saved?
Ooh, interesting graphic. Nice.
While crafting this video, I initially struggled because there's so much nuance in why the iPhone.
The color grading in this and the lighting in this video is really good, actually. She's been getting very good at that recently.
13 mini was made and what the future of the lineup could look like.
So you can see more pink things in the background there. So there is a huge pink theme in this video. Welcome, Jacqueline.
I actually sat down with MKBHD and Renee Ritchie to get their takes on what the iPhone mini
that she got them involved in this video,
but rarely bought, and what it means for the future of the device. They really helped clarify the story into 3 parts. So
oh, this is interesting. So this is the graphic that she put into her Instagram story and her Twitter, referencing this graphic here. So we thought it was her smartphone awards video, if she was going to do one of those. Obviously it wasn't, we know now. And it's cool that the notches are in there, matching the notches.
I'm going to bring you along on that same journey. And
diving board could be a reference to dive the platform, or just, general diving board.
The dawn of the mini iPhone 12.
Oof. That's actually really cool, the whole way the platform is there.
There's so many. There's so many.
It just feels more fun to use for some reason. I don't know why. It's almost like.
I love the B-roll, how she's integrating B-roll into the from MKBHD and Renee. Ooh, smartphone awards is coming too. You heard it here first.
Compact flagships are a bit of a lost art.
It was just such a cute phone, and I feel like
I agree. That is the best description of it.
We like to think we're the majority, but we never really are. We're like the 5%ers. Yeah. But if you look at like TechTube or Tech Twitter,
just want to point out that set that Renee has looks too real. Like, it looks like a green screen. It looks that good. The diving board is part of the story. We'll be stoked if anyone gets the reference. Ooh, interesting. Okay, we need to keep an eye out for that.
Everybody's like, I want a small iPhone. My
love
friend
the
wants a
small
small
graphics
iPhone.
like this. I love how she's putting the pink things there to show, really emphasize the points.
Apple they'd make a killing, and they don't realize, yes, they would make a killing in that 5%.
Yeah,
but
they would.
95% of people just want a regular phone.
I can feel for that. I'm still using an older phone. I just want something that works. I'm feeling that.
Partially because of the compromises made.
Oh, we have more references. So this is a pumpkin spice cold brew, of course, and Christmas themed coffee cold brew.
Get it to this size.
Turns out the reason these phones have gotten bigger and bigger every
year.
HD
and his waveform set.
Like bigger screens. People want to be able to do more.
I love how Jacqueline is using a screen recording setup instead of just using a FaceTime setup instead of just doing regular, videos, conferencing like that. It adds to the feel of it. It makes it more personal in a sense.
more and more than ever on their phone.
And aside from the obvious size compromises, its battery was also
So we have some records back here. Jacqueline likes putting records in videos because it spices it up a little bit, adds flair to the video, and it does look cool. Also, if you've been paying attention in the last couple of videos, that record there has been in top-down shots a lot lately.
a big concern.
It's a small phone already, so a small phone.
Cold brew, obviously. Yeah, so happy you like the FaceTime idea. Yes, it is a really cool idea that, it makes it feel a bit more personal. And especially things like this, it reminds me of, we're just going to come off here and we're just going to go into the Digital Dive YouTube channel. I want to show you where I think some of the inspiration for that clip style came from. If we go here and we go into this, Lol had to keep the cold brew in the shot. Oh yeah, the cold brew. It's obligatory at this point.
Because everyone has been doing very similar style
It
videos
is
for a long time.
pretty cool
Yeah.
that the cold brew.
B-roll.
It's not that shot. Why am I thinking of it? The cold.
You know what? I'm just gonna say it. Foldable.
There we go. That's the shot I was thinking of. Let it load because internet
So I typed
is
you in
there. I think this is where the inspiration for this shot came from. Now I might be wrong, totally wrong there, but it could be where it is. Also, love the baby blue and pink accents.
Phone needs a small battery, but sometimes you can get away with that
Yeah.
with a smaller screen.
iPhone 12 mini shot
But that chip
from
it was
the
just-
12 mini
it's
review.
just a powerful chip, and it draws a lot of power. And when you
It
have
is.
such a small space, you aren't really able to power it for very long. So that was the biggest red flag.
That is unfortunate. Oh, I love how Jacqueline's using some MKBHD B-roll in this
And
shot.
another issue for the mini lineup, competition.
Suddenly,
Yeah.
Apple was making two separate phones. One that was
Ooh.
less expensive but not quite so small.
is cool.
And one that was small but not quite so.
I like how there's how the graphics are there. It's different to B-roll. It's more, it's more fun.
Expensive. So I was worried that they were splitting their market.
Yeah,
That's cool that the dots represent people. It's more creative. You could easily just draw a bunch of stick figures, but it's dots to prove.
yes, dude, I
show
felt the same
people.
exact thing. Like, it was really surprising to me.
Ooh, this is interesting. You can see
And they
that
came out
this shot was taken in October because the October set. Also cold brew because why not? Roadcast or Road Mic because Digital Dive reference, and of course Salt Lamp because that's obligatory.
Two compact phones in the same year. Where do you think they were coming from, like
Mhm.
from a marketing perspective? Like, why do that?
Yeah, I think as your market share starts to grow, you start to segment the market. And
This is cool,
phones
that's,
were so new for so.
I know I've mentioned this before, and I keep pausing the video on this, but it is cool that this is the shots that Jacqueline's using for the interview shots because it's a bit more. It's more of an interview. It's the interview shot because it's in the bowl.
long. It was just about the latest technology.
Mhm.
But now they're mainstream, they're everyday tools. And that's when you start to say, like,
That's a
what
good
kind of
point.
phones can we make for different kinds of people? So they start to separate those out. And I think they were testing to
Renee is
see
always well
how
spoken.
many different varieties would really do well for them.
Within a couple months
Yeah.
of its release, Apple noticed that it just wasn't selling well. People
that
just
wallpaper.
weren't buying the mini, even though they loved the idea of it. So fast forward, 13 mini
Huh.
comes out
That's the shot I was thinking of that you upload to Instagram and Twitter. It's really cool.
this year, so they kept the mini line at least for one more year. And I think one of the major gripes of the 12 mini was battery life.
Bigger
course.
battery physically is really how you solve that problem. So they did solve that problem, which is
Love that. Actually, if we go into her Twitter, because we're live here, we can do this, and we go into. Oh, am I gonna have to sign in? No, don't want to sign in. Just let me. Twitter.com/NBT NBT Jacqueline. We go back here into her recent tweets. You can see this effect is in her Final Cut Pro effects. So it's cool. Also, you can kind of see a few references possibly of what might come up in the video. Now, back to the main shot. We're diving way too deep into this.
now it's a decent battery. But yeah, I mean,
Polaroid shots, because Jacqueline recently got a Polaroid camera, as we can tell from this. Holiday cold brew, because, Starbucks sell that around the holiday season. Also, Starry Night by Van Gogh. that's an interesting thing there.
The phone was good. It had all the same power, same smoothness, same cameras, same everything else as the bigger phone. It was just crunched down.
And that battery update really made it a no compromise compact phone. I honestly think it's the best small phone on the market.
Oh, this is interesting. So she put the poster that she got made up, and she uploaded the wallpapers, all the wallpapers from the year, into the Google Drive folder for the wallpapers. I believe I can show you this. Let me just see, because I might have personal information on this where I can't show you, but if I can show you, I will. Basically, she put all the wallpapers into a nice wallpaper, and she showed that. So it's really cool that she was able to do this. And if we go into here, just try to find it. We go into monthly logos. And of course, you know, the collection wallpaper. There we go. This is what I was talking about. So if I just drag this over, let's just bring this down. So many windows, so many windows. There we go. I think the computer's frozen. Did the computer freeze? I don't know. I should have been more prepared for this. But yes, this is essentially what we're looking at. Anyways, it's not loading now, but you get my point. It's there. Okay, let's go back to the video now. The code in the back there. That poster, I'm just catching up to the chat here. The poster in the back, what could that be? I think it's a product, because we have, if we go here, NBT's apparel. We go NBT's. The NBT logos frame. I can't wait. The video is absolute fire. Loved it. I agree. It is actually amazing. The video. NBT's apparel. Here we go. Apparel. Here we go. This, I think, is Jacqueline's page for Teespring, which that would be featured on. Oh my god, the god of hidden references. I try my best with the hidden references. I love how the iPhone contrasts with the logos. Now back to the
You
video.
would think that this feat in engineering would be the end of the story. The iPhone mini
Yeah.
would get its happy ending.
Ooh, we got a little bit of an Oura Ring reference in there. Thank you so much, Minecraft. Yeah, Minecraft is right. Jacqueline is brilliant at hidden references. Taylor Swift level.
Just a tiny phone
Love the
riding
horse
off
on
into the
the-
sunset on its little horse. But it wasn't the end, and that's not what happened. Even after all of these fixes and being a phone that tech reviewers loved and praised profusely, the 13 mini just could not hold water with average consumers.
A lot of the
Don't forget to subscribe, by the way. Keep your eyes peeled for this week at Minecraft. Oh, interesting. We might be seeing a development in some new merch. Ooh, interesting. Yeah,
people who really
be
love
sure
the
to
mini
subscribe to
are
Jacqueline,
people who are
obviously.
deeply into technology.
Personally, I like the color
and
grading in
have
this one.
multiple
Yeah,
devices
it looks
around
like there was a
them.
lot
Like,
more
there was a
work
joke
put into
that
the
everyone
color
in the
grading.
interface team has an
Not-
iPhone
Not that there wasn't work put into it before, but it's really fun, you know,
mini
the color
because
grading.
that's just their dream phone. They walk away from
Renee's
their
just
laptop.
on a movie
They're
set.
done for
That's
the
just the
day,
way he is.
or they have their iPad out. And they just want their phone
iPad
to be
mini
a
shot.
phone.
But for the regular person, they just
Yeah.
didn't feel the same way.
And so if you ask somebody who only has
Unfortunately.
$400 to spend on a phone, what they want to get as big of a screen as possible for $400. If you ask somebody for $1,000, what would you want in a phone?
Yeah,
That person's going to say, I want a big screen. 'cause I'm doing a lot
unfortunately,
on my
that's the
phone."
case.
So the group that wants a small phone is a very specific group that knows that they like the smaller form factor. Maybe they have smaller hands, smaller pockets, and they realize that all of the phones out are too big for
Ooh, this is a shot from when he from Marquez's iPhone 12 review.
them. and they want to specifically go smaller.
Average consumers just seem to associate getting a bigger phone with getting more value.
That's a good
And
point.
because of that, recent leaks are actually showing that Apple's probably not going to be making an iPhone 14 mini. There
That's
was so much
unfortunate.
potential with the mini phone, especially after all these improvements, that it's so disappointing to see that it may be getting the axe. The question then becomes, can mini phones be saved? Like, will there be another mini after that?
I hope
Could it
there
ever
is,
make a
because it
return?
would be
It's a
really
tough
nice.
question. I've speculated.
Yeah,
a
always
couple
try to get
times.
better
I
with
think
grading.
this might be the
Yes,
last
you've
year of
gotten
the mini. I
significantly
kind of
better
want to
with
be
the
wrong.
grading, even from previous videos. If you look back as far as March to now, the color grading is even way better. I know I use March a lot as the reference point, but that is really when things start to level up since last
I want them to
March.
go one more year, just give it another shot. But no, it
Yeah.
is a very numbers driven decision. If you're Apple and you see that it's X%, and you really understand that if you can continue selling
For
a
sure.
bigger phone in much larger numbers, then you'll just switch to doing more of that.
What Marquez and I are talking about here is sales based
Ooh, love the little coins there.
around SKU number, like how much Apple expects to sell of each different type of phone. So this would be the path where they're only optimizing for whichever phone sells the most, whichever phone is most popular.
That is the business way of doing things, which makes sense, I suppose, but it doesn't really work for the people who want the phone.
But there's another path that they could take, which is less focused
Yeah, that's better explaining what I
on
just
SKU
said.
numbers and more focused on creating a phone for
Yeah.
everyone and creating
That would be
ecosystem.
nice. I think Android is a better ecosystem. Android knows what it's doing with this, whereas Apple has been great with this. So
Eventually, everybody who can easily have an iPhone
there's the iPhone 13 mini, shot from a previous video.
is going to have an iPhone, and they're not going to be able. I mean, Elon's not working fast enough for them to get Apple stores on Mars anytime soon. So you're just reaching a point where it's a
The
really
animations
mature
are dope.
market, and that's never the same as like you move from AT&T to Verizon.
Of course, my Mac's about to die. Time to get a USB-C cable. Please hold. Well, yeah, it's typical. As great as the battery is on the M1, it doesn't last when you're streaming. Streaming obliterates everything. Now we're back.
Where you get onto China Mobile, where you make a bigger phone. Like there's not that many
The Starlight looks great, I will say.
big events left. So I think they've moved from building out the iPhone to using the iPhone as a platform to build out everything else.
Ooh, I like that animation. It's fun.
And so if Apple wants to do that, they have to maximize the number of options that they give consumers so they don't leave anyone behind. Because there are some people that won't upgrade their phone if it's not upgrading to another small phone.
That's
There's
a
a lot
good
of people I
point.
know who have much older iPhones, and then they look at all the new models, all these new phones coming out. They're all
The pacing
they're
of this
very
video
different
was
from what they're having, what they're used
more
to
than perfect, not
before,
gonna
you know,
lie.
the new iPhone
Didn't
is
realize how
huge.
fast that 7 minutes
yeah,
went by.
offering
Yeah,
minis
it has gone
is like a comfortable
really
way of
fast.
getting
Well,
people who
it's
had
20
those
minutes
5-year-old
here.
phones
We're
to
going 20
upgrade. I think
minutes.
Apple thinks a lot about those upgrades.
But
What
yeah,
are people 3 years old gonna want in this phone?
For
How am I gonna
sure.
get people with the iPhone 7 to upgrade in 2021? So
yeah.
that is a real case. That's for sure happening. People with SEs, people with older, smaller iPhones, those people like the mini a lot too.
I can agree with Marquez there. Just a phone this size. Yeah. I could see Apple wanting to keep making phones so that, people with those size phones would keep upgrading. Well, it's exactly what I want you to hear. Thank you very much. Yeah, the video
So
pacing
here's
was
where I
great.
think that leaves us.
The interview style stuff as well is very handy for just keeping the user engaged, throwing Marquez in there and Renee in there. It's really good for, keeping the audience engaged and hearing what they have to say, because more perspectives is always better.
I don't think it leaves us in like a terrible spot, but I also don't think that we're going to be getting a mini next year or even the year after. But I
Unfortunately.
think that there is potential, and I'm really hopeful that Apple will try to reintroduce it at some point in the future again, because there is this small but
God love the black iPhones. The black iPhones this year looked great.
undeniable group of people that just love small phones. And even if you're not in that group, at the end of the day, more options is just better for the consumer. So fingers crossed that we do get to see a return
Hopefully.
at some point. Marquez and Renee, I'm genuinely honored that you came.
There's another one of the animations that we saw earlier on when I referenced the Twitter post. But it's really cool. It reminds me of when you're Instagram living and you can send the likes on the stream. That's what that reminds me of.
On the channel. Thank you so much for your time. I'm so grateful that we're friends. Thank you to everyone that watched this video. I hope you found it entertaining and educational. I will catch you in the next video for another tech video. Have an awesome rest of the day. Bye. The iPhone.
Yes, the pumpkin spice latte is a fantastic reference. I need to find out where to get those kind of things because I'd be missing out with my coffee game. But yeah, that was a really fun video, I will have to say. Like, that is probably the best yet that we've gotten off Jacqueline. One of the best yet. And for now, that's it for the stream. We turned a 7-minute video into an almost 22-minute stream, which is impressive. Bad? I don't know. I hope you all enjoyed it anyways. Thank you to everyone who tuned in. Great video as always, Jacqueline. And I'll have a link to the original video in the description for everyone to watch if you're just watching here, because obviously Jacqueline doesn't get any of the ad revenue from us watching it here. Thank you so much for doing this. It makes it so fun. I love doing these Instagram, not Instagram, what am I thinking of Instagram? I love doing these streams because it's just really fun to interact with people while watching the videos. And I'll catch you next one. Goodbye.